BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
Hi, Gary here. Just a reminder that the Match of the Day Top 10 podcast is a bit different from what you're used to seeing from us on TV, and there may occasionally be some colourful language, particularly from the Geordie contingent. Thanks for listening. 687 goals in 15 tournaments, but can we decide the greatest goal ever scored at the Euros here on Match of the Day Top 10? This is the first of 10 special editions of Top 10 we're doing based around the European Championship, and we're going to start with a bang by breaking down the greatest goals ever. Alan Shearer made the shortlist. Of course he did. Sadly, I never scored at the Euros, so I'm ruled out, and Micah Richards, I'm pretty sure you're not on that list. Did you actually even play it?
No, I didn't. We'll get into that later.
I want to get into it now. Why didn't you play at the Euros?
Because I didn't get picked.
Oh.
Well, I should have been picked.
Were you one of those that got a last minute and just not quite made it?
No, there was all sorts of... I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but I was...
should you have been picked?
100%. I should have been picked.
Do you want to think about that?
I told you we had this story about Hodgson. He left me out, didn't he? And then around the World Cup, I was injured and stuff like that. And there was only Gary Neville, really, wasn't there, right backs at that time?
Yeah, it must be quite a bit depressing, isn't it, being
it's awful.
Bettered by Gary Neville.
To be fair to him, he's a good pro, isn't he? But he didn't have more ability than me, not a chance.
Anyway, right, deciding the top 10 goals was, very difficult task. We started with a long list of 50, then we whittled them down to 20 or so, and then eventually we came down to our final list of 10, which is Antonin Panenka's penalty, which won the 1976 final for Czechoslovakia, Marco van Basten's unbelievable volley for the Netherlands in the 88 final, Thomas Brolin's infamous winning goal for Sweden against England at Euro 92. I think I remember that one. Paul Gascoigne's wonder goal for England against Scotland at Euro 96. A certain Alan Shearer for England against the Netherlands also.
Number one.
At Euro 96. Miss it. Davor Suker's chip over Peter Schmeichel for Croatia again in 96. Michael Ballack's screaming free kick for Germany against Austria in 2008. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's incredible volley for Sweden against France in 2012. Xherdan Shaqiri's spectacular effort for Switzerland versus Poland in 2016. And finally, Hal Robson-Kanu's Cruyff turn and finish for Wales, of course, against Belgium in the 2016 quarterfinals. Apologies to the likes of Ronnie Whelan, Karol Poborski, Gareth Bale and many others whose goals didn't get in, but we can only have 10. Right, let's get started.
Can we let the people know, though, it's not, we don't make up the list.
I think we try and say that every time.
We try because I'm getting hammered left, right and centre.
Right. We all know that it's Alan Shearer that makes it. No, it's not. Yeah, exactly. So, we're given a final 10. We have to put them in order.
And you never scored at the Euros?
No.
Wow, I didn't ever know
I was ill in 88.
Oh, right.
Hepatitis.
Right.
And I struggled a bit. And then, obviously,
you made up
we were useless in Sweden. We were useless. But there we go. No, never scored in the Euros. Yeah. Got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Bit embarrassing,
Well,
really.
reminded him of that, Micah.
I know.
Why was that, though? Why didn't you score in the Euros? What was your mindset different, or did you overthink it?
No. I scored in 2 World Cups.
Hey! Yes! We got it! How long has that been? We can do it. We finished now. We got it.
You did me with did you overthink it?
That worked to perfection.
I think we could.
That even broke the 5 minutes that we thought, wouldn't it? 2 minutes was that, or a minute and a half?
Anyway, sod the top 10 goals. I've had enough. Right, okay. Let's start with Panenka. I mean, it's got to be good when you get something named after you. And he was the first one. It was the final as well. Of course, it was a playoff. It was 2-2, I think, in normal time against Germany. And then to be the first person to do that is something else. Although we think
to
it
do
might
that.
be the first
Balls
person. I'm
to
sure
do
someone
that.
else has done it. Yeah.
The winning penalty.
You were saying last week I was an idiot for trying to dink one.
Well, you were. You always look an idiot when it doesn't come off. When it comes off, it looks pretty spectacular. But it was something I would never try. Never, ever. I mean, I did it in a friendly, that's all. In such an important game, to win the Euros, I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, if the goalkeeper just stands there, you look a fool. Or if you don't hit it sweet, or it... It looks great when they go in.
We've got to find out again. I mean, what happened with yours? You just didn't catch it right, or did you?
Well, Burnham Beach is where we practiced all week, where I'd hit loads of dinks because I knew their keeper went down early. I was really bare, there's no grass. And then we got on Wembley and it was thick, lush grass. So it was like going from a bare, tight lie, onto sitting down a bit in the rough. And I think I just decelerated a little bit. Let's say, caught it fat, as they say in golf. But, I scored a few like that. Posted one, actually, just to try and save my face a little bit against
Well, after that?
Norwich.
After that, yeah, you thought you've got to try and...
No, this was before. I'd scored
right.
a few before, yeah. Because that was right at the end of my career. That was one of my last games for England, obviously. But enough about me. Don't like talking about me.
We do.
When I'm being rubbish. Yeah. But... Yeah, no,
Got to be something special when it's named after you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panenka.
Beautiful. To win the tournament as well.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
pressure.
I'm sure it must have been done in probably some meaningless games everywhere. Somebody must have thought of that before. I don't know. But to do it such a high
But
profile...
what's going through your head when you're about to do it, though? Why do you try the Panenka? What's going through your mind?
Well, I think, to be perfectly honest, it's because you've got to vary your penalties. If you hit the same penalty every time, the keeper saves it. So you've got, three options apart from a Panenka, haven't you? You go keeper's left, keeper's right, or you blast it. Now, I blasted the odd one down the middle, like the second one against Cameroon in the World Cup, because the first one, he dived so early. I thought, he's going to die. It's what he does. I hit it down the middle. But the Panenkas sort of gives them a bit more time to dive out the way, because Pearcey blasted it down the middle, didn't he? Stuart Pearce, in the shootout against Germany in the World Cup semi-final. But he hit it so hard that the keeper hadn't actually got out the way, so it hit his leg, didn't it? I think, if I remember rightly.
Do you think it should even be on this list? Because it is greatest goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a great goal, is it?
No. But it's like iconic goal.
It's an iconic goal, yeah, rather than a great goal, yeah.
It's probably not going to win.
It won't be number one on my list.
But it was a remarkable moment.
Are you just changing your list now?
Just
He's got it as number one.
Actually,
it's not on my list.
Which brings me, actually, I should do your 10 to 6
Yeah.
in time on a tradition that I've obviously forgotten already. So go on, give me your... I'll go to you, Alan, first to give him time to change it even more.
no Panenka.
Go on, Alan,
Change
10 to
anything.
6.
I've gone the Panenka 10.
10.
Yeah. I've gone Zlatan's goal number 9. I've gone Thomas Brolin 8.
Yeah.
Hal Robson-Kanu 7.
Yeah.
And Jordan Shaqiri 6.
Great goals in there.
Incredible.
So we've covered Panenka, and that's why I jumped ahead of myself there, because I knew it was going to be 10 for you, Al. Zlatan, it's probably not the best Zlatan goal I've seen. He is a scorer of spectacular goals, and especially that one against England when he scored 4, that overhead kick. That was unbelievable. I think that might have probably been higher in your list than this one, but it was still a great volley.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many over his career, hasn't there? It's very difficult to remember them all, but this one was pretty special, wasn't it? What was it, 2012? I've got written down there against France.
They were out of the tournament at the time. It wasn't as significant as some of the other goals that will come and we'll talk about.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a brilliant goal. Don't get away from that. Athleticism was to do what he did was a great goal.
How much do you guys, as strikers, rate Ibrahimovic? Because he splits opinion.
I don't know why he splits opinion. He's a great player. There's no question about that.
Top. We're talking.
Yeah, he's top. He's world-class footballer, isn't he? Yeah, definitely. I mean, his goal record's unbelievable. Yeah.
I just don't know why I didn't get the respect.
I think he does. I think he does. But there are people that questioned some aspect, but he's won everything as well.
Yeah.
He's won like.
He played for the clubs that he's played at. I mean,
Yeah, been
and the
successful
success
everywhere.
that he's had.
I think the one thing that knocked him out, I don't think he really got on with Pep, did he? And he didn't fancy him, and he offloaded him. That might have damaged his reputation some way. I don't know. He certainly thinks he's pretty good himself, doesn't he?
Well, yeah,
but he plays to that. He's quite funny. Did you ever play against him?
I don't think I did, you know.
You'd have known.
Maybe the pre-season, maybe pre-season, not in a actual proper competition pre-season. But no, never. I don't remember playing.
For him to be still playing now,
I know he's nearly 40.
I know he's going to miss this Euros, but for him to be still playing at the highest level,
He scored a lot of goals this season as well.
yeah. Incredible.
He's getting close to 40. Right, next one. We can talk.
Thomas Brolin, I said number 8.
Brolin,
You remember that one well, don't you?
Well, I was sitting on the bench watching it. Yeah,
He was on the bench. What happened?
you probably don't know. Actually, even you might have been born then. You were, weren't you?
Just
92.
92. I was 4. Talk me through it, please.
See, if you had been on the pitch, you wouldn't have scored it because you'd have been back defending, wouldn't you?
That's it. I'd have tracked him back.
No,
Was you captain that day as well?
I was captain. Yeah.
You should have been off the pitch a lot earlier because you were having an absolute stinker. You were. I was on the bench.
I made the goal.
I was sat on the bench
I got an
thinking.
assist for Platty. I think I did.
I was sat on the bench shouting along to Graham Taylor and his staff. How long is this fucking old bloke going to be on the? Get me on the pitch quick!
It could have been worse. I could have been substituted for you.
I thought
would have been horrendous.
that was happening. He told me I was going on,
And then he saw sense.
and for some reason he saw sense and put. Was it Alan Smith came on instead of you?
Yeah. You were lucky. It probably ended your career. But no, it was just. I mean, to be honest, it was. I think it's probably one of the worst England teams around. We had, a lot of the old guard had gone, like Shilton, Butcher retired, and then Graham Taylor had eased out Brian Robson, eased out Chris Waddle, eased out Peter Beardsley, and they were the creative players we had alongside John Barnes and Paul Gascoigne. Now Gazza and John Barnes both got injured. Remember, Barnesy did his Achilles, snapped it. Gazza was still messed up from the final the year before, so we ended up with absolutely no creativity whatsoever. It was so we drew the first couple of games 0-0, I think, something like that. And then we played Sweden, and I was one short of Bobby Charlton's record still at that point, where I still am, although it's not a record anymore. And we've been playing about, I don't know, 60 odd minutes, and he took me off. Now there was a furore about it and stuff. I mean, I kind of half expected it because something fallen out a little bit, but I just went off and sat there, and I was still hoping we'd get through because obviously I wanted, but it didn't happen. And to be perfectly honest, in hindsight, I didn't think it at the time because obviously I was a bit miffed because, the truth is I probably wouldn't have scored because we weren't very good, but I always felt I would. And I'd done it once or twice in those circumstances, and for Graham Taylor to get us there. I tried 10 minutes to go against Poland or something. So it was, I was a bit miffed, but he actually, in hindsight, made me a martyr. Because if I'd have stayed on the pitch and not scored, which is the likelihood, I'd have been pilloried and slaughtered like every other player was in the squad. But because of the fact that I was one short of the record, because it ended up being my last game, he was attacked for that decision, and I was kind of salvaged from the abuse of everyone. And
Well, not all the players were hammered in the squad, Micah.
Was he okay?
The truth is that the young guard were coming through, and it was hard to get rid of the old.
can't hammer you. You never kicked a ball in. You never kicked a ball.
I played against France. We drew 0-0. Remember Basil Bolly?
Yeah, it was your fault there.
Was it Basil Bolly when him and Stuart Pearce and he head-butted Stuart Pearce?
That's right.
I played in that game.
Yeah,
that was my only.
In this very same game, Basil Bolly was marking me at corners, and he was behind me, and I was stood just off the keeper, and I used to just go like that and come off and get a few goals, and he was right back, and he's squeezing me so tight, like a bear hug. I couldn't breathe. I was like, and just as he was about to take the corner, I went, stamped on his. It was the only way I could get him off, and he's gone.
Told you he was a nasty Lineker, didn't
Horrible.
I? Horrible.
That was
Horrible.
But I was just self-defence, Alan. Self-defence.
Anyway, Thomas Brolin's goal was a great goal.
It was a beautiful bit of football, team goal, wasn't it?
Great piece of skill for him to go past 1-2, wasn't it? Past and then stick it in the top corner. It was an excellent goal. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. What's your 10-6? You might as well take that now. See
Brolin was number 10.
Good. That's a good decision.
Yeah. Ibrahimovic, number 9. Yeah. Sir Alan over there, number 8. You didn't top 5. You thought you were going to make my top 5.
Well, you see, I've got it as number 1.
It's not too late to change your mind if you'd like to put it to 10.
I should have put it to 10, shouldn't I, really?
Yeah, next one.
Balak, number 7. And then, to be honest, Shuker Chip.
Ooh, that's a beautiful...
I mean, I wouldn't understand. I wouldn't expect a defender to put a great goal as number 1. What does he know about goals anyway?
Yeah. So we've already talked about Brolin, Ibra, Zlatan. So that brings us... We'll talk about Alan Shearer's goal.
Oh, yes.
Alan Shearer's goal, because that's the lowest you've got in...
So that was the one that came across though, wasn't it?
I think it's probably the reason it's so low is because he clearly mishit it.
He shanked it.
Which one are we on about here? Which one of the 5 are we on about?
This one was it?
The one against the Netherlands.
Holland, wasn't it?
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Did you slice it a little bit, Alan? Come on.
No, come on.
This isn't time to reveal the truth.
It was a world-class strike. I looked at that spot, I thought, that's the square and net I'm going to put it into, and it was perfection.
You've shaped up like you go in that corner.
That's what the keeper thought as well.
And you've shanked it. It's gone
Shanked it!
You ran off like
Shanked it!
Absolutely. Look, I'll give you credit when it's good, but you've definitely shanked that.
You
I'm having it.
Idiot! Shanked it!
Then he gets upset. No, Al, come on. I
know one thing. If I was Teddy, I wouldn't have passed it.
No,
He had a great opportunity to shoot. I was surprised Gazza passed it.
Yeah, I know. Very rare that Gazza passed it.
And then for Teddy to knock it square as well, I was really, because I was there with my arms in the air screaming.
When you sliced it, you must have been slightly worried for a second that it was going wide.
It's always going in, Gary. It's always going in.
He's not having it.
He's just not having it.
No.
Shanked it.
He shanked it because I watched it this morning and it sort of bubbled up a little bit and you're shaping up. You know, you taught me the shape, didn't you? You say, Lisa, what are we doing analysis? You say, look, his body shape and this, that. So I'm following by your rules and everything is to go that corner.
But you got to change it now and again, Micah. You can't keep going to that side all the time.
Ridiculous. I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
No. Get a lie detector.
I should have put it 10. Yeah, get one in.
You think? I'm not even sure it was a shot.
Clearance it was.
Defender talking about goals.
Who else have we got in there? Ballack. Michael Ballack. It was a free kick. Right? I mean, it was a wonderfully struck free kick. But
lovely technique.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not anyone can that, but you can be lucky and score that, can't you? So that's why it's a bit further down.
You can be lucky and score a free kick from 25 yards.
Yeah, but how many times are you in the garden? Even I score them in the garden from 30 yards.
That's why you were never on the free kick.
All he's doing is showing off that he's got a big garden. The garden's 30 yards.
Yorkshire, it's cheaper up Yorkshire. A lot of land up there.
A lot of houses you rent out. Yeah. So you've got that in your top 5, Al.
I have. I've got that as number 5. Yeah. Michael Ballack's.
Where have you got? You've not got yours. You've not got yours at number 1, has he?
Is this my memorable moment, or everyone? What is it? Or goals?
Who got this list? I just felt sorry for Alan. This is a joke.
Right.
You can't have put. If you've got it in the top 3, I'm not doing anything.
I'm just going to put it as number 1 now.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So free kicks are free kicks, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really. Ultimately,
I get that.
you bang them in. Shaqiri, Al, you've got that at 6. I mean, that was unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Why so low?
The scissor kick from, it's hard enough doing a scissor kick, let alone
from the outside the box.
The box, wasn't it? A yard or two outside.
Yeah, your slice is above it.
I know, absolutely. Slice. Cultured shot, Micah, is what they call it. Picking your spot. Yeah. Cultured shot. But Shaqiri was, I mean, I would never even attempt to try one of those myself because I'd have done my back in.
I scored one like that in training, though. There's evidence.
There's evidence.
Well, I'm a defender. You only try that in training.
Where did it go?
Magnificent.
Was there a goalie in or?
Who was in? Kasper Schmeichel was in.
No way.
He was. There's evidence.
Hero.
We'll get it.
Hero.
Hero,
Hero. Right. Okay.
Let's just say it didn't work.
Give us your 5-1.
What have we? Shaqiri, number 5. Robson-Kanu, number 4. Panenka, number 3.
Wow, 3.
Gazza,
Number
2. And Van Basten.
Got to be in it. I thought.
Even I look at that.
Yeah.
Even as a defender, looking at that.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? We'll come to that shortly. Alan.
I've gone Ballack 5. I've put myself as number 4.
Oh,
You're so
Number 4.
You've just changed it.
I haven't
You've
looked
changed
number
it.
4. Davo Shuker, number 3. Gazza 2.
Same top 2.
Same.
We'll come to those.
And
Yeah.
Van Basten
Yeah.
1.
Right. We've done Ballack. We've done Shaqiri. We've done Shearer. Shuker.
Oh,
I mean, what a gorgeous finish that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah, but what do you mean, yeah, but?
Schmeichel was running back, wasn't he? I think after. So like it wasn't.
Yeah, but
it wasn't set.
No, but
So that's why the finish was.
yeah, that's why you've
incredible.
not got him in your top 5.
Yeah, he would have been higher if it was, the chasing the game out. The Schmeichel's up, he's running back, he's off. He's not properly set and he's chipped in. So that's why.
the technique.
Yeah.
I mean, the touch in the first place, he might have been offside, mightn't he?
Might have been.
But the
He
touch,
was definitely offside.
the touch with his right foot to take it into his path, and then the other touch, and then when the ball's running away for him to come across it with the left foot, get it that high against that class of goalkeeper. I mean, that is a proper goal. That is
Gorgeous.
incredible,
Finish.
unbelievable
Yeah.
goal.
You ever score like a little flicky, chippy?
I did, but not as good as that one. I remember scoring one for Blackburn against Norwich. Brian Gunn was in goal, and I've just sort of dinked it up and passed him.
I
But
had a lot of little dinky 1-on-1s, but one like that. The only one I
dink
can
it all.
remember.
Yeah.
2, one for Barca at Bilbao. Sort of throw that in. 1-0. Yeah. And I think there's something in my mind says I've got one at Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday for Leicester.
A proper,
Like, spot him off his line, proper, yeah. It's very satisfying when you do
Very.
it. Because you'll do it in training, don't you? Because
particularly when
pisses
you
off goalkeepers, doesn't it? They hate
just
it.
stand there as well, and
Yeah.
you can see the face.
But no, that was fantastic. Robson-Kanu.
Oh.
I mean, it was
He sent the 3 defenders, didn't he? 3 of them went for a hot dog, didn't they? 3 defenders, a little back flick, and then
Absolutely,
they
all went for it, didn't they?
All of them, didn't they?
It was
3 of
against
them.
Belgium, wasn't it?
Belgium, yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was probably Wales's greatest game ever, wasn't it? To win that quarter-final, wasn't it, against
More or
a
less.
really decent Belgian side. Played fantastically well, didn't they? Bale,
did.
Ramsey.
It was a brilliant. It was a brilliant goal. I mean, I didn't see that coming from him at all. But the skill and then the finish, great composure. But it was did have a laugh at the 3 defenders. The 3 of them went for it.
they're
Didn't
they're
they?
just
Very funny.
get a ticket to get back in. That old
Yeah.
adage. Gazza. No, Al. Firstly, it's not just the goal, but the celebration. Were you there? Because it's the dentist chair one,
Yeah.
isn't it? Were you there that night?
I was there that night. Yeah. I wasn't there the
Where
whole
was it
night.
again? Was it Hong Kong?
Hong Kong. Yeah. In
Talk us through
a
it.
club. I think it was called China Jump or something like that. The club was called.
Oh yeah.
And
Sounds
I could
dodgy
see
for a
was
start.
starting to go on, and Incy came over and just because if you remember, everyone had their shirts ripped open. I mean, you got the England national team about to head into a tournament, and you stood in a bar with your shirts ripped open. I mean, Jesus Christ, it was like incredible. Incy just because my shirt hadn't been ripped, and I went over to get a drink, and he just sort of ripped my shirt open like that, and I thought.
Did you get in the chair?
I didn't get in the
You
chair.
didn't?
I didn't get in the chair.
Boring.
So what's this chair all about?
The dentist chair.
No.
It was a chair in a club that tilted back, wasn't it? You must have seen what was going on. And I think then don't they get a bottle of vodka or whatever?
tequila and vodka
and
and-
just pour them in your
You
mouth.
got some of the England
missed out on
players
that.
laid in the dentist chair with tequila and vodka and
But
whatever it was.
the story broke, and it was like a massive,
Huge.
massive story just before. Because that was it like the tour before the start of the
Yeah, we
tournament?
went on a little tour of China and Hong Kong.
Yeah. When did you get
When did we get wind of it?
wind of the fact that they were going to break the story?
Well, it wasn't only that either, was it? It was Gazza then sort of smashing parts of the plate up on the way home because someone woke him up because he was asleep and someone woke him up.
What did he do?
I think someone was flicking his ears and he eventually got very angry and broke one of the tables or something like that.
Oh God!
And you can imagine, I mean, the
Story.
fan England players let the country down, but the way Terry Venables handled it, was brilliant.
What did he do?
Well, he just stuck by everyone, and I mean, we got a hell of a bollocking, and he let everyone know what had happened. But I mean, what else could he do? He had to manage the situation, and he managed it incredibly well. And you know the way.
Did he use it to get everyone together and say them against us, kind of?
Yeah, he got. That's exactly what he did. Yeah, he sort of. I mean, the country was after us, the press were after us, and rightly so. We were front page of every newspaper, discussions on every sports channel, radio, everything, and how bad it looked. So he used that to his advantage, got everyone together, and we have to do this, lads. And there was a feeling that we'd let him down, we couldn't let him down again. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons the reason why we had to perform in the tournament. Yeah,
well, he certainly performed in the tournament, obviously went all the way to the semi-finals. The Gazza goal, we'll come to the actual goal itself in a second, but the celebration, was that pre-planned?
It was pre-planned on the bus and the dressing room on the way.
Whoever scored it, or just if it was him?
It was just going to be him.
Yeah, of course. I was going to say no one else would have had the balls to do that.
Exactly, yeah.
I can't see you doing
No, I wouldn't have done that, but I was definitely part of that celebration. I was one of the first over there. I think it was myself.
Was it Teddy that did the...
Maybe Teddy and Steve McManaman as well, I think, maybe. But wow, I mean, there's only him that could score that goal, isn't it?
Well, that's extraordinary, wasn't it?
I mean, the ability to flick it over with the left foot. The move, first of all, I think Teddy goes into Darren Anderton. Darren Anderton knocks it over to Gazza, and then to flick it over Colin Hendry, I think it was, and then finish it the way he did, the volley.
Against Scotland as well. It's always a huge game.
Can you give a bit of credit to the goalkeeper? Wasn't the save coming before that?
David Seaman, the penalty.
Dave saved a penalty, didn't he?
Give the defender, you know.
Gary McAllister, wasn't it?
It was within 2 or 3 minutes of that. That was the 3 minutes that changed our fortune.
Were you already 1-up when they scored the penalty? Who scored that? Who scored that?
No one remembers who scores that.
I know.
Who was it?
Who do you think? It's funny, it's the same with the Gazza thing, because they did Tottenham-Arsenal semi-final of 91, which was massive for Tottenham fans, and we won 3-1. And Gazza, you remember the free kick from 30 yards in the top corner? You must have seen that one. Yes. And that's all everyone remembers from that game. But I got the other two, but
no one remembers.
We didn't know that, did we?
Told you.
Not been told 100 times.
What a goal, Gazza. Yeah. What a goal.
Fantastic finish, Micah.
Yeah, brilliant. It was, like you said, it was left foot, right foot. And even like, as a young kid, we remember that. Getting it get played over and played over.
If you're playing as a defender and someone does something brilliantly like that, is there every time you think to yourself, actually, that was quite good?
It was, do you remember Rooney's overhead kick in the derby?
Yeah, the big scissor thing.
Oh, I've got this. No, I've not got this. Bang in the top corner, I'm just like...
Oh, my God.
Wow. Yeah. That's the only time I've seen it.
The one that I had was with Maradona's goal.
Yeah.
Against, when he got it, not the punch, but the other one. It was like, the pitch was unplayable. He put foot on the turf, slides away. And to do what he did, and then he got his hand. I just thought, my God. You just recognise, even though he got it, but recognise straight away that was like, that's the best goal I've ever seen. I felt like you would never do it, but you felt like you should applaud. That was quite good, mate. That was quite good. Yeah, that was the similar circumstances. And I think if I'd have been on the pitch against Van Basten, which I was earlier in the tournament, because we talked about why I didn't score in the Euros. I had hepatitis in that '88, and it was I started to feel unwell a little bit in the last game, friendly game before the tournament. I just thought I felt a bit lethargic. I thought, long, hard season, probably just a bit tired. Then we played the first game against Ireland, a bit leggy, missed a few half chances and stuff. Then we played Holland, and Christ, I'm really struggling now. I've got no energy, really. You've had hepatitis, so you know exactly what it's like. And I had nothing in my legs, nothing at all. And we got beat. Van Basten got a hat-trick actually in that game. Turned Tony Adams inside. He was such a fantastic player. So then we're out the tournament. We've lost 2 games. We're already out, and we've got to play Russia in the last game. And I'm so unwell. And I've gone to training, and I said to Bobby, I said something. I'm not well. And Don Howard is going, oh, come on, get you. And they put me in the team, and I don't think they believed me. And they put me in the team, and honestly, I could barely put one leg in front of the other. I felt so ill. And I came off at half time. And then when we left, Bobby had done a piece, and he'd done his press conferences, and he didn't blame us, but the papers manipulated into saying, he blames, and it was a list of faces, and I was one of them, he's tired. And I remember walking on the team bus, and we used to have them faxed copies sent to us of the papers, and I just threw it at him on the thing. I went, "You're out of order." And I'm ill, mate. And I went home. I went into hospital. I lost 1.5 stone, in a week, and I did some checks and came back with hepatitis. And I was in hospital for about 5 days. And 3 days in, Bobby Robson visited me in the hospital, and he says, "I've come here A, to see how you are, and B, to apologise." And that was the measure of the man. He was a quality bloke. But Van Basten scored a hat-trick against us, and then he scored, well, it's one of the greatest goals of all time. Isn't it? So you could probably, I've seen you score goals, obviously not in a game of that magnitude, but you've scored similar goals. It must be hugely satisfying.
To do it when it mattered in the final. I've tried it something similar from that angle and never succeeded. The angle that Van Basten scored it from. I mean,
it had to be absolutely pinpoint.
It had to be. I mean, everything about it was just perfection. The technique, how he got it so high, how he got the dip on it to get it over the keeper, the direction. I mean, the audacity really to even try that from that angle is incredible. So to see it come off. I think that it has to be number one. I mean, it's just an incredible goal. And as soon as you see a Van Basten's volley, everyone knows what you're on about.
Yeah, superb. Brilliant finish. I wanted to ask him, what was it like watching him live?
Van Basten?
Because
I think he's one of the true greats. I mean, he got terrible ankle injuries, which curtailed his career quite dramatically, but he had it all. As a
what was so good about him?
It was just his all-round play. He was first, he was, 6'2" or something, 6'3". I mean, he had beautiful touch. He was quick. He could turn. His finishing was fantastic. His goal-scoring ratio was extraordinary.
When you think of an all-round package, the whole lot, heading, touch, technique, goals, quick, strong. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't anything.
And he was part of that brilliant Dutch triumvirate that went to Milan and won pretty much everything, including Champions League.
Who would you compare him to in modern day football? Because obviously you've got great
Harry Kane. Would be a decent shout. Not the same, but he had that all-round game that Harry's got. He could pass it, he could come short, he could turn, but he could also score goals. He could also score poachers' goals. So a little bit Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Maybe Harry might not have been as quick as him, but...
he's probably be a bit quicker. And Al, to be honest. And you. There are similarities, I'll give you that.
He's waiting to laugh.
No.
Like a poor...
We can be serious as well.
A poor man's Van Basten. Not bad, nevertheless.
All right.
I'm just feeling...
It's just nice to know, because obviously the players that I've seen, he's completely different to some of the... And we talk about the greats, and when we're doing these things, I'm watching videos, I'm thinking,
this is technically superb.
The technique just looked amazing on that goal.
You're watching videos? You don't watch videos?
Well, I try. I was on the way down watching videos.
You're watching it on your iPhone?
A lot of prep, on my iPhone.
88, about the year of your birth, was it?
88, that's what I mean.
What month?
I don't know.
This June '88.
Oh, it's
That's
happening.
when.
That's
You were
when-
born.
Is that when I bought?
You were born.
What date was that game? Have we got the actual?
You might have been born as he knocked it in the top corner.
Grapes.
your
It's when the
birthday?
grapes
What's
were
your-
born.
during the what?
Same day as Messi.
Are you?
Of course I am.
God, that's the only thing you'll ever have in common.
I set you up there.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Hey, I heard Messi talking about that the other day, you know, that he was born on the
About
same
Micah.
day as Micah Richards.
Superb.
me back in the end,
What
didn't
a
you?
way to finish. What a way to finish. So there are our greatest goals. Of course, you can disagree, and you will. Let us know your thoughts using the hashtag MOTD Top 10. We'll see you next time.
Available now on BBC Sounds.
Hi, I'm Eddie Hearn, and I'm back for a third series of No Passion, No Point. In the latest episode, I'm speaking with former Manchester United and England centre-back Rio Ferdinand.
I got a phone call before, just as I was going to Leeds, and I could have gone Chelsea, and I just said to the geezers, there's just no point in even trying to pitch the idea to me. I need to leave London. I got all my mates, I go out every weekend, and I didn't have a handbrake.
And if you would have stayed in London, if you would have gone to Chelsea, who knows?
I'd have been at Orient in 2 years. Serious. With your dad.
No Passion, No Point. Listen whenever you like on BBC Sounds.